Yo guys, welcome back to Bobby Says Reviews, and today we gotta talk about this. So, as I'm talking right this second, Bumblebee is sitting at $309.5 million. That's worldwide. Alright, so this movie came out the same day as Aquaman. I think Mary Poppins came out like 2 days before that, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse the week before that. So, Aquaman, Bumblebee, same day. Same time frame, it's been out the same amount of time. Aquaman is $20 million away from $1 billion. While this is barely creeping up to normal movie standards of today. $309 million for a Transformers movie that's all about Bumblebee, everyone's favorite from, the original 2007 and on. Look at this. The CEO said that Bumblebee is solidly profitable and says that makes a sequel likely. Oh my god. So, before this movie came out, Bumblebee, obviously, I was worried. I was worried about this movie. I really was. Especially when they announced that the Transformers, besides Bumblebee, would have their G1, Generation 1 look to them. And that opening 5 minutes of that movie is amazing. The retro look, the Civil War on Cybertron, it looked amazing. And then the rest of the movie happened. I'm just being real. If I would have walked into the movie theater, paid my money, sat down, saw the 5 minutes on Cybertron, and then after that was over, they just closed shop and told me to go home, roll credits, I'd be happy. I would give the movie a 10 out of 10. Where is that movie at? I mean, why are we getting these movies about Transformers and yet all of the main characters are humans? Why? I mean, there's literally parts in this movie, spoilers by the way, if you haven't seen it, there's literally parts in this movie where Bumblebee is like a baby in a corner, scared to death. But guess who wasn't scared to death? Guess who's going to save the day? It's like, are you serious? This machine can turn into a car. He has a built-in cannon that is obviously alien technology, different planet. They're living, breathing, robotics. Or, living, breathing, robotic, organisms. And you need this girl, this just turned 18 girl from 1980s set Earth to help you? There are literally parts in this movie. For instance, when Bumblebee comes to Earth, it's like you see it's John Cena in his body, and you see the comet come in slowly, descending onto Earth, and then boom, it hits the ground. Just feet from John Cena and his buddy. Do they die? No. Is there a massive explosion? No. They just get thrown back. They get up like, oh, are you okay? What was that? Are you serious? Do you see this thing? You know how much this thing weighs? It lands feet from you, and you just get knocked back and get up right away and ask, what happened? There are moments in this movie where a Decepticon will shoot missiles at human targets. Remember, they're robots locking on systems, and they miss. But they miss on purpose because that's the way the movie is written. And it blows up all around them. So blah, blah. You don't see them die. You don't see blood everywhere. You just never see those people again. And then they let the audience go, oh, I guess they died from 20 minutes ago when that Decepticon missed every missile it shot. And it went around them. I guess they're dead. Moments in this movie where a human is shot with a cannon or whatever, and he's turned into jelly. A pile of lube on the floor. I get these movies, especially this one, are geared towards children. I get that. How old was your target, demographic for this movie? 4? 5? You're telling me a teenager couldn't handle seeing a dude just die? They see it in video games and movies and TV shows besides this. They see it every day. These are not the same kids from the 80s that we're trying to make movies for. These kids today are way different. They have access to the entire world at their fingertips. I see 7, 8, 9-year-old kids with iPhones. And what do you think they're on it? Just like looking up like My Little Pony and SpongeBob? They're looking at YouTube. They're watching World Star. They're seeing fist fights. People get knocked out. People get shot. People in car wreck. They're seeing violent, real-world shit on a daily basis. And you make people turn into jelly. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's hitting the masses. That's cool. To say this movie is solidly profitable is basically saying we failed. This movie wasn't supposed to just be solidly profitable. This movie was supposed to be profitable, a success, raking in the dollars. I remember Collider and other places, not just Collider. I'm not just going to bash on Collider all the time. But they're a big name, so I like to get them out there because I want them to own to their shit. Places like Collider and other places where they were saying Aquaman and WB are fools for releasing the same day and same time as Spider-Man, Mary Poppins, and Bumblebee. They said Bumblebee would outgross Aquaman. I'm being serious. At least in Aquaman, when they stab humans, you see, it's not some gory mess, guts everywhere, but you see a knife or a blade get impaled into somebody. And you know, oh God, they're dead. What do you think teenagers, I would say between, not teen, 12 to 14-year-old kids, right? Do you think they want to go see this movie, a nice little yellow car that turns humans get turned into jelly when they get shot, or Aquaman, where you can see someone get impaled with a blade? The language is a little closer to what they speak on a daily basis. A story about a hero actually becoming a hero. And not just some watered down crap from a studio that's just trying to make toys and money. They're going to see Aquaman, and guess what they have? Aquaman is $20 million away from $1 billion. Would you have believed me 5 years ago if I said, hey, they're making an Aquaman movie? No, seriously. And it's going to be $20 million shy of $1 billion? 3 weeks after its release, you would have said, I'll take that bet. And you're insane. You're fucking crazy. Well, I would have won that bet. Now, if I would have said to you, hey, you know that car from Transformers Bumblebee? Yeah. They're going to give him a solo movie set in the 80s where the Transformers have their Generation 1 look, and the movie starts off with the Civil War and Cybertron. If I would have told you that, and I would have asked you, how much money do you think that will make? You would have told me $1 billion, $2 billion, just $309 million almost a month at the release. The movie's not good. It is complete garbage. Besides the first 5 minutes and that one time when they played Light to touch, we got the power. Besides that, trash. The movie is terrible. I would rank Solo, the Star Wars story over this, just barely. Hold on, don't lose your shit. This movie just makes no sense. This movie actually contradicts the other original movies we got from 2007 on to The Last Night. I think that's what the last one was called. I didn't even see it. Yeah, The Last Night, which lost $100 million, it says down here. So in 2007 to 2017, the Transformers movie series is $1 billion series, which is good. It's good money, right? Bumblebee is a prequel to all those movies, and yet there are things that are said, things that happen in this movie where you're going, wait, no, because in the first Transformers movie, this and this happened, or wait, in the first Transformers movie or the second this and this was said. So how? And it's like they didn't even know there was a whole series they're writing for to try to link it up. Now, in my other videos, I talked about Captain Marvel, the next Marvel movie coming out. And I said, I feel like it's going to be bogged down with 90s nostalgia. You know, she crashed through a blockbuster. That's the very first trailer. And it's just going to be like a bridge. It's just going to be a connector piece between Captain Marvel, because it's set in the 90s, so it happens before all the MCU movies, and the other movies that are already been made. So when you sit down and watch Captain Marvel, when they say or do something, you're going to say, oh, that makes sense because this happened. Oh, that makes sense because he says this late. Things like that. I'm afraid that's what Captain Marvel is going to be. Like, it's going to be bogged down with that type of stuff. This movie could have done that. If this movie would have stayed true to the movies that came, well, before it technically, but in the timeline after it, I would have given it a little better of a grade, because at least it would have been it would have still been trash, but at least it would have been consistent trash. Sequel likely for a movie that has been out for almost a month and has barely made $310 million. That just blows my mind. And yet Aquaman's sitting at right now, Rotten Tomatoes at a 64%, but this movie's sitting there at like a 90-something. This is garbage. If they make a sequel to this movie, I will be shocked if it breaks $250 million. Especially if it's the same people that's going to write it and all that stuff, because it's just going to be the same nonsense. Because now, if they get a sequel, whatever they put in this movie that contradicts the franchise that they're prequeling is going to continue. So it's just going to further destroy and dismember all the other movies that we already had, that half of them are trash. So you're just going to put trash on top of trash while destroying other trash. Stop. We need to stop. The last Transformers movie, The Last Night, that came out in 2017. This movie came out a year later. Stop. Don't make any more Transformers movies for now. Give it a few years, 5 years at the most. Let it breathe. Let people forget about Transformers. Trust me, in the next 5 years, Marvel and DC are going to have enough movies out. People will put Transformers way back. And then after 5 years, you write a new Transformers movie. And it's an Optimus Prime movie. And that Optimus Prime movie is and ends with the Civil War on Cybertron. Do it right. Have the G1 look to them. Start there. Then build a franchise, a universe around that. The only reason why this movie got made is because Bumblebee's popular, and it's another reason for them to make a couple new toys. It is a failure. This movie is a flop. Suicide Squad made more than this movie. Think about that. Even in its opening weekend, Suicide Squad made more. That is garbage. I hope this movie does not get a sequel. Stop making Transformers movies. Wait 5 years. Try it again. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I can see you guys next time.